First of all, thanks for joining us today. 110 million TV homes strong, 150 radio stations. We got an email from one of our viewers across the country, don't know where they're from, but one of our producers does, and got a hold of a guy named John Sperzel. John Sperzel, the email said, hey, interview these guys.
Okay.
T2 Biosystems.
We're ready.
Stock symbol TTOO. They are publicly traded. And they are also on the web, T2, number 2 Biosystems. There you go, right there. And you can go online to T2Biosystems.com. Let's talk about infectious blood diseases.
Oh yeah, let's talk.
Bloodstream infections. That's what
yeah.
Listen, I will tell you, in this world of COVID,
Right.
we are more attuned to biopharma, bioscience than we ever have been before.
Yes, we are aware.
And also, and considering that there are publicly traded companies you can be looking at that are in this space, it's always great to get a CEO of a publicly traded company in that spot. John, how are you, sir? Thanks for joining us here on Big Biz Show. Good to see you.
Sully and Rusty, I'm great. Thanks for having me on your show today.
Okay, so first of all, and this guy's an author too.
Yeah.
Okay, he wrote the book Courage, Powerful Lessons, Leadership, Strength book or something. Like, amazing book.
Yeah.
But before I get to your book, okay, I want to talk about what you guys do there, because boy, in the world of COVID, as I was just telling Russ, we have never been more face forward with our health. Like, remember how 9/11 changed the way we travel?
Absolutely.
This
Still
is
has
going to
affected
change
it.
everything, and I think it's going to change for the better. John, what do you think about that?
Absolutely agree. The COVID pandemic has put diagnostic testing front and center stage. People are sitting around their dinner and breakfast tables talking about diagnostic testing that knew nothing about it a little over a year ago.
All right, so talk to us about what you guys do there exactly. What is T2 Biosystems? What space are you in?
We're a molecular diagnostic company, and we're a leader in the rapid detection of sepsis-causing pathogens. In fact, we have the only FDA-cleared technology that can identify these sepsis-causing pathogens directly from whole blood in just 3 to 5 hours, and that's a massive improvement from the current standard of care.
Yeah.
So this stuff happens, if I'm not mistaken, and keep in mind you're a couple of knuckleheads over here. This is post-surgery type stuff, right? Or this is, sepsis happens like a post-heart surgery and type of thing. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
All people are susceptible to bloodstream infections that can lead to sepsis and unfortunately death. It tends to affect elderly people, obviously very young people, folks that are immunocompromised that may have underlying conditions, many of the same folks that were negatively affected by the COVID virus.
Okay, very good. So, and at the end of the day here, how was it for you guys during COVID? Was there an FDA lag in getting stuff done in your space, or did you think that you were able to move the ball down the field a bit?
The Food and Drug Administration was incredibly responsive during the pandemic. In fact, we developed a COVID-19 molecular diagnostic test in the middle of last year as a way to respond to the pandemic and help our laboratory customers with a demand that just far outstripped supply.
That's amazing. That probably wasn't on your list of things to do.
Yeah, what was that like? What was that like being in a biopharma all of a sudden seen in the middle of a pandemic? I mean, were you tempted to shift gears and move into a vaccine area?
Yeah.
Well, we were directly impacted like everyone else during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And when we looked at early data coming out of China and early data that we also saw in the United States, we saw a clear clinical link between critically ill COVID-19 patients that were hospitalized and those patients being at risk for a bloodstream infection and sepsis and death. In fact, most of the people that are dying due to COVID-19 end up having a sepsis infection, and that's what ends up being the cause of death.
Wow, no kidding. His name is John Sperzel. He's the president, CEO, member of the board of directors of a company called T2 Biosystems. They are publicly traded under the stock symbol TTOO. I'll put that out to our 130,000 followers on Sully Speaks Money TikTok, as well as the other platforms we have on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. My question for you is, with respect to going forward here with your company, what are the milestones for the next 18 months that you're thinking about? I know you guys just put out some first quarter earnings. We don't ever talk about stock price, but you can talk about the earnings a little bit, can't you?
Well, we had a huge improvement in revenue from the prior year period. Our total revenue was up 173%, and our product revenue was up 345%. So we continue to grow the top line very aggressively. We set 3 priorities when we went into this year. One is accelerating our sales, which we're well on our way to doing through the first quarter. enhancing our operations. Those are internal investments that we're making in the core business. And then finally, advancing our product pipeline. And we're very fortunate to have up to $69 million in funding from the US government, BARDA, to advance our next generation instrument, as well as our comprehensive sepsis panel and a multi-target biothreat panel that the US government is interested in.
You guys are killing it. TTOO is their stock symbol. Hey, John, can we spend a couple minutes talking about your book?
Absolutely.
Courage, Powerful Lessons in Leadership, Strength, and the Will to Succeed. That's a long title. However, I want you to talk about it. It's available on Amazon.com, BarnesNoble.com, all major booksellers. Talk about it. How did you get involved with this? Because I heard you had a pretty bad bout health-wise yourself. Is that what kicked off the book?
Well, it's deeply personal to me. I wrote the book for 3 reasons. One, to honor my heart donor, and I'll tell you just real briefly about my story.
Whoa. Heart donor?
That means, let me
You
go
had
ahead and put this puzzle
Come on,
together.
Russ, bring it.
That means you had a heart replacement.
Heart transplant, really?
I did.
Wow.
So in
You look great.
2017.
You look
in 2000
great.
Thank you very
There's
much.
no bolts on the
I
side
went
of your
into it
neck.
very healthy.
There's no bolts on the side of your neck. Your heart, wow. How do you? Okay, we need to have you back on the air. How is it? What is it? Do you get to run? Do you get to ski? Are you ambulatory?
I have very few limitations. I lost all the nerves from my knees down in both legs. So running can be a little bit clumsy, but the advantage to not feeling your legs is I'm a great cyclist. So, you lose one thing, you gain another.
No kidding. We
That's
need to get you involved in the Challenged Athletes Foundation. In fact, stay right there, John. I'm going to keep you over just for a second because that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Heart transplant guy, author, CEO. Russ, you're fired.
I'm out of a job. I'm going to start writing a book.
Here we go. His name is John Sperzel. We're going to keep him over. I want to hear about that.